Hi everybody, welcome back to the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. My name is Chris. I am going to be your host once again for this week's starting 11 prediction. This will be a very quick video, but before we go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you like what you're going to see, if you like everything else you see on the channel, just hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. We are approaching 10,000 subscribers, not far away. So yeah, go give it a like and a subscribe. So let's get straight into it. I think a lot of us are anticipating an unchanged starting 11 from Eddie Howe as we head off to Nottingham. But let's go through it and see what I think and see if you agree. If you disagree, leave a comment in and we'll comment back. We'll see where we take it. We'll see if you're right, see if we're right. Let's get to it. As always, in goal, Nick Pope. No contest really. Nick Pope, he's always going to be in that position between the sticks. I don't think there's any reason to change that at any point unless any sort of injury or obviously well, all the cup games. So that's not going to be coming around anytime soon. So yeah, Nick Pope starts for me. Defence, just like last week, I went through the defence last week and started over on the left-hand side. But this week we'll do things a little bit different. We'll go over to the right. So starting Kieran Trippier, always going to be Kieran Trippier. That right-hand position, he's made it his own. He got an assist last week against Wolves. Plenty of more deliveries going into the box as well, and decent deliveries from Trippier. Something which we have been waiting for. I think since the World Cup it dipped a little bit, but last week against Wolves, back to his best really. Centre back, Sven Watton going to be starting, so Sven will start this one. Eddie Howe did highlight that there was a few knocks picked up from the Wolves game, which leads us over to Sven Botman's partner in Fabian Shaw. This is where we're unsure. Personally, if Fabian is fit, then yes, he starts. Fabian and Botman start in the game. But Fabian is pulled out with the Swiss team as well. So he's pulled out of his international duties because of pain in his foot. So does he miss this game against Nottingham Forest, or does he take a chance? Does he try and play his way through this pain, or is Eddie Howe just going to sideline him, let him recover, take his time with it because we do have that break coming up where the lads are off to Dubai, I believe. And does Eddie bring in Jamal Lascelles? Jamal Lascelles had a decent game against Manchester City. So if it is a case of Lascelles coming in, fine, it is what it is. Not too concerned with that one. But I'm going to cheat a little bit because Eddie Howe likes to do this where he mentions injuries and says that there's no injury concerns or there are injury concerns when it comes to match dates. Changes ever so slightly. Last week we thought Anthony may start, then we realised that he had an ankle injury. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to split it. It's something which I don't normally do, but I'm going to split it. So I'm undecided with this one, and that's solely down to injury. So we're going to split it down the middle. We're going to have Fabian and Jamal Lascelles. On the left-hand side, Dan Burn. Dan Burn had a decent game against Traore last week at St James's Park when Wolves came to visit. So I think a lot of people were concerned with Dan Burn over previous weeks because teams had been targeting our left-hand side and putting everything down their right. But yeah, Dan Burn starts for me. Midfield at the moment, it picks itself. Obviously, Joe Linton has his final game of suspension, second and final game. I think the next game is when Eddie Howe has a difficult decision to make in regards to his three centre midfielders if he decides to continue with this formation. But for me, just like last week, you're going to have Bruno, Longstaff, and Joe Willock. Joe Willock, man of the match for me last week. He had a great game against Wolves, really did. He's getting better. He really is. I think there's a really, really good player there in Joe Willock. And he's still really young at the moment. So I think Joe Willock will have a very successful time on Tyneside, and his career will probably go to the next level under Eddie Howe and at this football club. So yeah, Eddie Howe will go ahead with Joe Willock. So yeah, midfield three, like I said, of Bruno, Longstaff, and Joe Willock. On the left-hand side, I'm sticking with Maxi. Obviously, injury for Anthony Gordon, so he won't be involved at all in this game. So Maxi, once again, Maxi performed really well last week at St James's, And the partnership that he had with Willock and Isaac going forward, a couple of opportunities, probably more than a couple, a handful of opportunities where he puts that ball in a really good area for Isaac, and Isaac's on the shoulder of the last defender, and he does really well in those positions, drifting out to the left hand side. So it's a natural fit for me having Maxi on that left hand side and partnering up, like I mentioned, with the two players. On the right, this is where I'm undecided because Jacob Murphy's done very well when he's came in, whether that's substitute appearance or starting in the starting 11. Miggy got his goal as well last week, and there was a reason why Miggy got dropped, and whether that was because he was absolutely knackered because he's played God knows how many games this season, and he's featured in a hell of a lot of minutes, and we know what you get from Miggy. You get that work rate, that determination, that non-stop attitude from Miggy. But Murphy holds his spot for me. I'm sticking with Murphy on Murphy on the right-hand side. Up top, Isaac. Has to be Isaac for me. We saw last week the partnership that he had with Maxi on the right. He grabbed his goal, took it really well, absolutely perfect header. The power that he got into that header and that shot was unbelievable. It really was. So yeah, Isaac starts for me. He's just had his call up to the Sweden side as well. So yeah, if we're gonna go with a match prediction in regards to scoreline, don't forget that we do have a full match preview on the channel. It's already out there, so just go and have a look at that. And that is with Scott and Roger and Joe. The three of those done the match preview this week. For me, I'm gonna go 2-0. Nottingham Forest have got a few injury concerns, and I say a few. It's double figures or almost at double figures. So I think these are the sort of games that we'll look at and have back-to-back victories against Wolves and Nottingham Forest ahead of that international break and the trip away for the lads. It's going to be great. So 2-0 Newcastle United. I'm pretty sure Chris Wood can't play because it's classed as a loan that he's at Nottingham Forest, even though something's been triggered to say that they can purchase him and buy him. John Joe Shelvey probably will start. I don't think he's an injury doubt for Forest. So Shelvey will start and keep Shelvey off the ball. Don't give him time. Then the game's ours, really. And we'll know what Shelvey can offer. But fingers crossed the likes of Longstaff and Bruno have him in their back pocket. But yeah, that's my prediction. Let us know what you think. Let me know your scoreline, what you predict for the upcoming game on Friday night. Let us know if you disagree with any of our choices. So, who are you going to go for? Are you going to go for Fabian Shaw? Are you going to go for Jamal Lascelles? Or are you going to cheat like me? Thanks for watching. Watch what you're doing. Like I said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, help us push for 10,000. If you want early access to videos like this one and everything else which we do on the channel, you can become a member. It is just $2.99 a month. You get access to the Telegram group as well. The Telegram group is just a hub for Newcastle United fans and members of this channel. It's basically a WhatsApp group sort of style layout, and you get to interact with everybody else. See you later. Away the lads.